everyone, it's Michael here at Home Health Success Academy and 10xpatientreferrals.com, and in this video we're talking about answering calls for your home care company. So what do we really mean by answering calls, right? Well, the first things first, before we even get started, I just want to be able to introduce myself. My company helps home care companies and home health agencies, learn how to be able to bring in more patients, bring in more referrals, and to create a successful company. We even help companies start up from scratch and build that business, or if you're already existing, we're there for you to help you grow even better. So let's go ahead and get started. So when we talk about answering calls, one of the pipelines for your business are the calls that are coming in. And one of the biggest things that we, for some reason, face a lot is that when we're calling clients, because we are actually, we believe in cold calling you guys. We have a team of amazing salespeople that go out there and call. And when we're inquiring, or even if I'm following up with a patient, or I'm sorry, with a client, like a home care company, when the phone rings, the phone just keeps on ringing, right? And so you have to understand, you cannot miss any phone calls. You just cannot miss a phone call. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys tips and tricks to make sure that this does not happen. So the rule of thumb is all the calls that comes in must be answered within 3 rings. Because remember, if you have a potential client looking for services and they call you and you never pick up, well, guess what? They're just going to go to the next line, call that company, and that company might end up getting that referral. Same thing as well as referral sources like a social worker, and they keep on calling you. They always get the voicemail or nobody picks up. That can be problematic. So let me share with you guys, several things and several mistakes that what people do in the business, especially when it comes to the phone calls. So number one is they don't pick up the call. It goes straight to voicemail. And that can cause problems. Like I said, they may call the next company and they get the business. Number two is that you wait, you don't answer the call after 3 rings. So in my organizations, it's a requirement in my agencies that all the calls gets picked up within 3 rings, okay? And another one that ends up happening is the person that picks up the phone does not have any phone etiquette, or is not even trained to properly answer the calls. And the funny one that I always, it makes my body cringe is when I call an agency and you have either the husband or the wife pick up, who's not even, I guess, part of the business, but for some reason pick up the phone call and just says, "Hello, who's this?" No, if this is your business phone, you better pick it up and say, "Thank you for calling so-and-so. This is so-and-so. How can I help you?" Right? It's not just saying hello. No, introduce the company, introduce yourself, and offer help to them, okay? So you have to make sure that that is done properly, okay? Because you have to understand is this is the first time that a client has connection with you, and how they perceive you is exactly how they see the company, and they may not do business with you. So there are several ways to really, avoid problems. Number one is always make sure you answer the phone calls. Number two is actually hire an answering service or hire somebody to work full-time to make sure that they're answering the calls for you and they're actually properly trained. So, for us, for example, in our organizations with Home Health Success Academy, we actually have a call center where we provide support to a lot of agencies, especially startup companies. And, let's say you're working, a full-time job still, and, you're in that beginning phase of your company and then nobody picks up, you're going to lose clients. So, like for us, we have our call center where we actually will be your answering service. We're the ones that's going to be answering the calls for you. And, instead of paying somebody full-time, we're able to answer your calls at a very minimal fee, which allows you guys to be able to save money as well without having to hire that full-time person in your office, or you being worried while you're working during a day shift that you get a phone call and all of a sudden, you're not able to pick up, right? We even have our 24/7 line where we can even at off hours, because you as an agency, you should have, you should have a on-call 24/7 someone. And so that's what we provide support, whether we're, answering your calls full time during the daytime or just taking care of any calls that happens at nighttime. So if you're interested about that, make sure you give us a call, contact us. We have very great, rates. But if you don't use our services, it's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and call other call center companies that can help support your organization, right? So making sure the call gets answered at a proper amount of time, making sure that your calls are answered in the best way, that the person answering the calls is well trained, is an important thing as well. Now, here's another problem that happens is that you get, somebody calls your company and they say, ring, ring, let's say, for example, say, hey, I'm interested about your home care services. And then all of a sudden your receptionist is actually not trained on the sales process, because your receptionist should be trained on onboarding potential clients. What happens sometimes is, they can't make the decision, so they have to wait for the owner, you for example, or whoever else, and they say, well, they're not in at this very moment, let me take your information, let me take your number, and I'm going to have the person call you. Right there alone, you possibly lost that client already. So you have to have your team who answers the phone calls trained. Okay, great, well, tell me about your mom. What's going on with her. What are things that you feel that you need to provide services for your mom, so that I can start telling you what we can provide you. What's important for you? What are you looking for? What range, what's your budget for your mom? How many hours of services do you need her to have in a week? You should have a call answering list of what needs to be in the whole call system that you're trying to do, the whole sales process. You need to start beginning the onboarding process, gathering information on the right way. And honestly, if you have a salesperson, they should be trained to be salespeople already as it is, if you have that receptionist. And that's what we do. Our receptionist that ends up working for you, we actually train them on how to be able to onboard and actually can customize it according to what you want. So, whether you use our services or whether you go to another service or you decide to do it on your own, right, and hire your own person, does not really matter. But the calls is pretty much the pipeline for your business, and make sure that you always answer your calls on time, you answer it the right way, and at the very same time as you're trained into the whole sales process. So answering calls is the pipeline for your business. Make sure if you have any questions, give us a call. We want to be able to help your company, be able to grow itself and become successful for what it is and what you guys want it to be. So once again, this is Michael with Home Health Success Academy and 10xpatientreferrals.com. Always understand that home health marketing is easy when you know what you're doing. We want to be able to invite you to our 10xpatientreferrals.com, where we have our online home health marketing academy that's going to be able to help either a home health, home care, or hospice agency increase referrals, increase their census, and create a profitable company. Now, at this very moment, you're going to have access to these information through these training, marketing to physicians, how to get to hospitals, how to be able to get into nursing homes, and much, much more at a month-to-month basis with no contracts needed. It's just month to month. Now, guess what? We are offering you guys for a limited time 50% off any one of our plans. Just choose which one is going to be able to work better for you. So just stop by the 10xpatientreferrals.com at any given moment. So these are the plans that are available, whether it's the gold, the silver, or the platinum plan. Most people go for the gold plan, but it's up to you what's going to work for you. We definitely want to be able to have you come in and work with us. So here's two choices. Go to 10xpatientreferrals.com or click the link down below. Take advantage of this right now at this very moment and sign up with us. Now, before we continue on to the video, just need to be able to take a few seconds of your time. And so we want to be able to ask you a question. Are you looking to gain more referrals for your agency, your home health, your home care, your hospice agency? We want you to be able to join us at our online marketing bootcamp that has over 7.5 hours of training. When you actually watch our bootcamp and join our online marketing bootcamp training, so sign up for a limited time at 10xpatientreferrals.com. We would like to thank our sponsors of this video, And over here at 10xpatientreferrals.com, our goal is to provide you guys amazing information on every single one of our videos. So medicationreminderprogram.com provides daily medication reminders for your patients. They call your patients twice a day to remind them to take their medications. What happens is a top reason of hospitalization for senior citizens is not taking their medications. So this program allows you to be able to keep your patients and not lose any revenue, but at the very same time it allows you to stand out when you are marketing to other referral sources because you're providing more services, more programs than the competition around you guys. The next thing we want to be able to share with you guys is they have 3 different packages available for you at this very moment. Choose which one works for you. If you're an agency that's just starting up and you have less than 10 patients, you can go with the silver plan. Or if you have 50 patients, you can go with the gold plan. Or if you have up to 100 patients, it is only the choice to use the platinum plan. But guess what? It's up to you which one works for you guys. For a cost of as little as 33 cents per patient a day, it is worth everything for you guys. The next thing is homecareansweringservice.com. It's an answering services for your agency. So if you want to be able to have us handle all the calls for you in the weekends or the off hours when your business office is closed, we can definitely do that. Or we can even answer your calls for you during the day as well. Allows you to be able to do everything for your company. So homecareansweringservice.com is your solution for answering your calls on a timely manner.